So, this is what is aspirations and concerns. What you want to achieve as an individual, what you want to achieve as family, friends, related to society and in the natural environment. We'll touch upon this slowly. And whatever is the gamut of aspiration, it is the gamut of concern also. As an individual, you want to aspire something. As an individual, you will have your own concern. That is what you people have written. As a society, you will have some aspiration. You want to do something to the society. You want to give back to the society something. You will still have concern about the society. So the parameters which governs the aspiration and the parameters which governs the concern, both are one and the same. But the question is, what I am and what I really want to be. Choice is yours. You are all in this lower circle, what I am. You know what you are. You know what you are. You know your name. I'm sorry, I don't know your names. But as individual, you know your name. You know your name, your date of birth, your geographical location, the culture you come from, the place you come from, your family, siblings, brothers, everything you know about yourself. That is what you are, what I am now. Where you want to be is the choice. I don't think we asked them to join information science department. I don't think we asked you to join computer science department. No. But having joined these two departments, having joined Global Academy of Technology, please put all your efforts to achieve your aspirations of becoming a good computer science engineer, of becoming a good information science engineer. As I told you, have gamut of faculties who are learned, you have highly knowledgeable, your seniors who will be there to help you out for anything in the department. Right utilization is very, very important. I repeat, right utilization, which I showed you in the previous slide. And the journey of what I am and what I really want to be, you need to understand and you need to explore, realize your full potential. Do not stand on the road and ask somebody where this road goes. It's a so stupid question. Where this road goes? Show me. Any one of you, show me anywhere in this world that road is going. You take me to South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. I will pay your flight charges. I will pay your flight charges. You take me to Mr. ನೋಡಿ road ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. No, don't. Don't ask that question to anybody. Where does this road go? You just ask, you know what, I want to go to this place. Can you tell me how to go? It's as simple as. Aspirations and concerns, I've already spoken to some extent on this. Now these are the aspirations. When I read your aspirations in the sheet of paper, I just picked up few and I put it in the form of the slide. So I'm sorry I did not put everybody's because I have a space constraint in my Microsoft PowerPoint, right? So to be happy, to be healthy, to be prosperous, to be knowledgeable, self-confidence, these are all aspirations of individuals. Fulfillment of aspirations, as I told you, right understanding, physical facilities, living relationships, and all these things. Concerns. I have quite a good number of concerns written by various people and the aspirations. I just read one or two, and definitely I will keep your name confidential. So, aspiration is good citizen of India. I want to become a good citizen of India, right? And the concern is, I'm not relating the aspiration and concern, understand? Okay, they are different. So I'm reading first aspiration and third concern. So it need not be same, okay? One of this student's concern is, how do I make up my mind to contribute to the other aspects of life? All right, good. There's another aspiration which says that I aspire to become a good engineer. Nice. Third, I want to be a best cricketer and wants to play for India. Fantastic. Right? Now his concern, this student's concern, I like this actually. This student's, one of the aspirations is I want to become a best cricketer and I want to play for India. Fantastic. Please. I agree that Professor Kiran will agree with me that we will definitely support that student to play for, because Me and Professor Kiran are die-hard fans of cricket, and we used to play cricket in our own days actually. Today we play with students of Global Academy of Technology. But his concern is this: is it possible for me to balance academics and sports? That is his concern. Let me answer that student. I know who is that student, I don't want to name. You can 100% balance your academic and sports. Absolutely no doubt about it. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You agree with me? Please pursue your aspirations. Absolutely there's nothing wrong. If you want to become a good engineer, who want to make a career in cricket and want to play for the country, please go ahead. Absolutely no problem. No problem. In fact, I have played cricket when I was doing my engineering. I was playing for Maharashtra State. I was a district and state cricket player, university cricket player. 2 times I got Best Batsman's Award, and believe me or not, I don't have proof because those days we didn't have much of camera and technology and all, right? Unlike today, I'm just standing and speaking and 2 of my students are taking my entire video. Those days we didn't have it. The first time when I got Best Batsman's Award, I got it from the hands of Ajit Wadekar, the former Indian cricket team. And I don't say I have excelled too much in academics, but I have not failed also. I completed graduation in 4 years. I'm not a guy who got 10 out of 10 CGPA. No. Of course, I was a CGPA percentage. But at the same time, I was never a failure student. So if anybody wants to aspire, want to make career in sports, want to make career in music, want to make career in some other field, please go ahead. But not at the cost of academics. Not at the cost of academics. It's extremely important. So that is the aspiration and concern. Then to have good score in each semester till graduation is the aspiration. Failing to network is the concern. Procrastination is also the concern. So we have quite good number of aspirations and concerns written by students. We can take it up over a period of time. We can have a face-to-face discussion to discuss about your aspirations and concerns, and let us see if we as teachers of your department can help you out to achieve your aspirations. So, aspiration is what we want to be, and state of being is what we are. As I told, 2 important things for any human being. One is happiness. Do you want to be happy? Yes or no? Yes. Are you happy? Yes today. Yes today. Tomorrow no. Day after tomorrow yes. I told it's a sinusoidal waveform. Right? So, if somebody says, if I ask you, do you want to be happy? And she says yes. Are you happy today? She says no. Understand what I'm saying? I'm asking her, do you want to be happy? She says yes. Are you happy? No. Why this gap? Why this gap? And it's very simple. We are not putting efforts in the right direction. It is something like that road, right? I want to go to Mysore and I'm facing towards Nayandalli. Now don't tell me, sir, Nayandalli hogi aa kadinda bandu Tumkur kadinda Mysore hogbodu. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me. Like that I can go to Switzerland and come to Mysore also. Correct? I can go to Nayandalli, take a Lufthansa flight to Switzerland, and then again come back, correct? And take KSRTC bus to Mysore. Point is not that. The point is we are not putting efforts in the right direction. So what I am trying to tell you, my dear, is putting efforts is not important. Take it granted. Putting efforts is not at all important. Putting efforts in the right direction is important. It doesn't matter. I was asking one student, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಯಾಕೆ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸರ್ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಸರ್ ನಾನು. ಹೌದಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. I didn't understand what efforts he's putting and in what direction. Understand, efforts in the wrong direction will never yield you anything in life. Anything in life. So, this is a 4-step process. Your present efforts, what you are going to put, and then you expect to become something, you expect to do something or get something in life, and then You expect to be something. Right? So this is just your efforts is you're going to study, do internship, research, painting, you want to become an engineer, doctor, and expect to get something is get money, absolutely required. You cannot worship God on an empty stomach. Understand this. Money is required. So you expect to get something, right? Take care of your parents, earn name, live with self-respect, get satisfaction. These are all efforts for a fulfilling life. Not today, not for 4 years, throughout your life. Your aspirations keeps continuing. What is the outcome of all this? The outcome of all this is happy and prosperous life. That's what I told you. Correct? 2 things for human being. What is it? Exactly. Happiness and prosperity. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸರ್, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ. The journey of life from birth to death is only this gamut. Now, when you talk about happiness and prosperity, the question is, how do you plan your life? Are you going to plan like this? Your present efforts, then expect to become something, to do something, expect to be happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. You plan the steps without being clear of your basic aspiration. It's very simple. I asked this lady, hey, what is your basic aspiration? I don't know. All right, what are you doing? I'm putting efforts. Now I have a doubt. She is putting efforts, fantastic, but for what? Right? I'll give you a simple example. She has taken admission in the department, CSE, Computer Science Engineering, and she is studying forensic science book and telling me, sir, I'm putting efforts, reading book. Good. What's the outcome of it? Do you think that we are going to ask her forensic question paper for the test and semester and examination? No, not at all. Aspiration is different, efforts is different. Efforts is going totally in the wrong direction. So, either that or you go reverse. 4, 3, 2, 1. You develop clarity of your basic aspiration and then you work towards it. Now all of you have taken admission either to computer science or information science department. You want to become a good CS and IS graduate 4 years from now. 4 years from now. Right? So put efforts in that direction. Ashte Sarali. It's a very simple formula of life. Very simple. Your aspiration is clear. Right? I don't know what is your concern. Any concern of yours towards becoming an engineer, please come to us. We will help you out. We will help you to resolve your concern. The only thing that we cannot do as teachers and 2 people at your home, your parents, mother and father, cannot do is they cannot study on your behalf. We can teach you the subjects. We can teach you the subjects, but it is you who have to write the examination, not us. So the efforts has to be put in the right direction only by you. If I put the efforts, you are not going to become a good computer science graduate. Think about it. So life without clarity of basic aspiration is you do not know where you are going in life. I'll come to this slide with a beautiful example. Focus on what you have and not what you don't have, right? It's a beautiful story. It just takes 2 minutes for all of you to read. I hope you can read it, right? Please read the story which is there on your PPT. Life with clarity of basic aspiration. This is fantastic. You have a current state, something like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. You have watched that movie? Yes. How many of you have watched that movie? Starring Shah Rukh Khan never tell. Amitabh Bachchan will never tell. Right? So that's the current state of all of you, and that is the basic aspiration. You want to fulfill your life. Right? Now how is it? The goal should be very clear. The destination should be fixed. Come what may. 2025, I am going to become a graduate in computer science. That's it. No second thoughts. Is there anybody who wants to complete engineering in 2026? I don't think so. So the goal is very, very clear. The destination is fixed. Get started with your engineering career from Monday onwards, and over a period of time, your aspiration should be something else apart from completing engineering. And I'm just giving an example. Need not be what I am telling you. One of your aspirations can be, I want to join Microsoft. Why not? Why not? You can have a cup of coffee sitting next to Bill Gates in Redmond, Washington, where the Microsoft head office is situated. Please go ahead. That should be your aspiration. Why? Your goal is very clear. The destination is fixed. Redmond, Washington. What is that? What is that? Something is that. What you should do? No, that is fine. Exactly. You have to put efforts. You can't sit in the Global Academy of Technology auditorium and wait, okay, 2026 I will go to Redmond, I will go to Redmond, I will go to Redmond. You Redmond ಹೋಗ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ರೆಡ್ ಚೇರ್ ಕೂತಿರ್ತೀರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So you have to put efforts in the right direction if you want to achieve something. So that's the direction of efforts. Efforts in the right direction. I am stressing that point. Efforts in the right direction. Now with all these things, your goal is very clear, your destination is fixed and all these things. What is very important is the punchline of my life is dream. I am a strong believer of dream. And I always vouch this statement. Every session that I talk, I will never miss out this statement. It is something like, no amount of misfortune can ever diminish your dream, even by 1%. Even by 1%. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have dreams? Listen to my question. I said, how many of you have dreams? Raise your hand. Alright. I don't want to know your dream. Okay? I don't want to know your dream. Where are your dreams? Some of you raised hands, right? Where are your dreams? Why are you shying? I don't think. You have come to see a match? No, no. Then answer. Some of you raised that, sir, I have a dream. I told, I am not asking what is your dream. Maybe your dream might be to marry Katrina Kaif. I don't know. But again, what right? So, where is your dream? In your mind. Anybody else? Dream cannot be in efforts. You have to put efforts to achieve the dream. In your heart, wow, lovely. In dil mange more. Right? All right. Anybody else? All right. Good. So they say, I have met so many philosophers and personality development speakers, world-class speakers I have met and all. All great people have said that if your dreams are here, it goes to the graveyard. It goes to the graveyard. They say that dreams should be written. Dreams should be written on a paper and it should be kept in one of the prominent places at your house. Maybe your own room, your own bedroom, maybe your bookshelf, which you normally use it. It doesn't matter even if it's a wardrobe, it's a closet, it's fine. Every time you should have a look at that piece of paper and it should remind you about that particular dream. Then you put efforts in the right direction. That's why they say that dreams not written and just kept in mind will always go to the graveyard. Then you may say, sir, if I have a couple of dreams, should I write it on a piece of paper or what? No. You have something called as dream book. And I mean what I say. This is my dream book. I don't show this dream book to anybody in this world. In the sense, I don't bring this dream book to every session. I only bring this dream book and show to the audience only when I'm doing sessions like this. Don't expect me to bring it on Monday in your C programming class. No, wait. I'm not going to bring it. Now I have written a couple of dreams in this dream book. And I have written the target date when I want to achieve. By God's grace and my right efforts in the right direction, I have achieved some dreams, and some dreams are on the process of achieving it. And I promise you, whether you graduate or don't graduate, I will achieve my dream. It does not matter. You want an example of one of my dreams? Yes or no? Yes. Alright, it just goes out of the box. Anyway, we will cut down some slides. When I was doing my PhD, I had written one dream in 2007 beginning. It's there. That I should present my PhD work in an international conference abroad. And the deadline was December 2007. Deadline was December 2007. One of you will read my dream so that alright, please bite. You can read my boring handwriting.
Would like to present in an international conference abroad.
Target date?
December 2007.
Thank you. Did you hear? I'll help her out once again. The dream was would like to present in an international conference abroad, and the target date was December 2007. Now what happened with this dream? I worked very hard for this with the able support of my guide, and then I wrote a paper and we sent it to an international conference in Hong Kong. Hong Kong International Conference on Transportation Societies. I sent it very eagerly, Already I was disappointed with my visa rejection to the United States and I just forget it. Forget it, yeah. It's okay. That's what, when your girlfriend runs away, leave it. A very simple philosophy I tell you all boys and even girls also. If you get something in life, you deserve it. If you don't get, it was never yours. It's very simple. And one fine day I get a mail from the Hong Kong organizing committee saying that Mr. Group sir, that I'm beaten, English. But they started appreciating my work. I was very happy. However, we are extremely sorry to inform you that the organizing committee did not feel that your paper is up to the standard mark and we are rejecting your paper. Unhappy? Disappointed? It's fine. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಸಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಪೇಪರ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ ದೆನ್ ಐ ಟುಕ್ ದ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಮೈ ಗೈಡ್ ಸ್ಪೋಕ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಸರ್ ಏನಿದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಏನು ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಐ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೀವ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಗೋ ಅನ್ಅಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ but bloody it is written in the paper, boss. She has read for me. Am I lying? No. Then next time I sent it to the worldwide conference. Same paper with some manipulation, with some suggestions given. I reworked on that paper, came out with a fantastic result, better than previous 5. And this time I sent it, and believe me, the paper was accepted in the worldwide conference on operation research in South Africa. And I went to South Africa. 15 days I enjoyed. Fantastic country. Anybody wants to go to South Africa, you tell me, we'll plan for a trip. It's an amazing place actually. We'll go. Somebody has written a concern in his paper. Will we get a time to go to the trip in the academic schedule? Right? Whoever that person has written, I'll give you assurance. You can. You can. It's not a great thing. Who is studying here 24 hours? Tell me, if anybody wants to study 24 hours, then I am not with you. Please spare me. I am telling you very honestly. 15 days I went to South Africa and presented my paper in an international conference in Sandton, which is 30 miles away from Johannesburg. And what else you want in life? I'll tell you. Please tell the audience, when did I achieve this target?
July 2008.
July 2008 and the target deadline set was December 2007. It's okay. I achieved my dream 7 months late. Fine. But I achieved. That should be the spirit. That should be the spirit. And what else you want in life? You know, if I tell you, I thank the organizing committee of Hong Kong who rejected my paper because the day on which I presented my paper in South Africa was my birthday. And what else you want in life? On my birthday I presented and I got my dream true. I have beautiful memories of South Africa actually. So, ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಇದು ಹಂಗೇನೆ ಆಗಲಿ. Don't worry about it. Disappointment is there. Unhappiness. I was unhappy when my paper was rejected in Hong Kong. But then I realized, wow, very good, ಒಳ್ಳೆ. Because the Hong Kong conference was in December, and if paper was selected, I would have gone, and I would have presented paper in December. Was it my birthday? I can't change my birthday. Am I right? I remember the day I was born. I can't change my birthday. But then I presented a paper on my birthday. And what else you want? I'll tell you, beautiful. When I was presenting paper on the day of my birthday, the whole world was celebrating birthday of the great Dr. Nelson Mandela. Because me and Dr. Nelson Mandela shared the birthday on the same day, that is July 18th. And you guys will be very jealous of me. I also share my birthday with Priyanka Chopra. The bottom line is forget about my dreams and birthday and all those things. What about your dreams? I will assure you that some of my dreams that I have written here, I will achieve it. Come what may. You pass, fail, 10 CGPA, 0 CGPA. I will achieve my dream. What about yours? Put efforts in the right direction. You will achieve. Don't worry about it. Concern is there, sir. Concern tagobandi nama hatra. We will help you out. All my faculty members, everybody will help you out with your concern. Don't worry about it. Get your concerns first. Get your aspirations. We will show you the directions, how you should put your efforts. But then you should do it. Failure always catches up those who sit and wait for success. Understand? Don't stand in front of your house door and say, Yakapa Nintyan, sir, I'm waiting for success to come. Success will never come. You have to put your steps towards the success. And that step is nothing but efforts in the right direction. 2 master questions. What will happen if you don't go for your dreams and goals? And what will happen if you go for dreams and goals? Think about it. Let me tell you 2 short stories and then I'll come to the final conclusion. I think, sir, it's okay, 4 o'clock. Okay, fine. I have to cut down some 3:45. Very bad. 90 minutes, right? 5 minutes extra. No worry. You see this first story? First. Alright, so to achieve your dreams, you should always have motivation. And one of the best example of motivation is a person by name Andrew Carnegie. He came to United States when he was 11 years old from Scotland. And with efforts in the right direction and aspiration to become a millionaire, he was a millionaire in 1920s in United States. He was steel magnate in United States, the way how we have Lakshmi Mittal today. Andrew Carnegie had a grown-up daughter. His wife died at a very early age, and Andrew Carnegie had a grown-up daughter, and when his grown-up daughter came of a marriage age, you know what Andrew Carnegie did? He called all eligible bachelors to his house. ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಸ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪೋಸಸ್ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹುಟ್ಟಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ರೈಟ್ ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚುಲರ್ಸ್ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಆಂಡ್ರೂ ಕಾರ್ನೆಗೀಸ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ವೆಜ್ ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚುಲರ್ಸ್ ಆಂಡ್ರೂ ಕಾರ್ನೆಗಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಲೇಡಿ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಂಡ್ರೂ ಕಾರ್ನೆಗೀಸ್ ಡಾಟರ್ ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಡ್ ದರ್ ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಾಸ್ ಓವರ್ Andrew Carnegie stood on the stage like this, and then he said, Your attention, gentlemen, all of you. So all of them started looking at Andrew Carnegie. And he said, let me thank you, all of you, for accepting my invitation and coming for this grand party and all those things. But let me tell you the prime reason why I called you. And he says, you look there is a huge pond. Pond is there from this end to that end. Let us take from this end of the auditorium to that end. There's a pond filled with water. And in that pond I have kept 3 deadly crocodiles. Any one of you jump in that pond, swim from this end to that end, escaping from the clutches of those 3 deadly crocodiles, I will give you $10 million cash. Or I will give you 100 acres of land. If both money and land does not fascinate you, you can take care of my daughter, marry her, and take care of my full wealth. Right? Now the moment Andrew Carnegie told the third statement, there was a huge splash. Already one fellow had jumped. And all others went. Right? And that fellow had jumped without opening his shirt, tie, blazer, shoes, socks, pants, shirt, tie, jump full. Right? And all others. Just imagine the situation, okay? I'm just converting in Kannada and all. So this fellow seeing the crocodile, he's putting one hand, and all others, fast, crocodile is there, right? Imagine your situation when BBMP dog comes behind. Have you noticed? BBMP dog, when you're going on a two-wheeler, it comes like this, and then you know what happens? You stop the two-wheeler, and that fellow walks away. He never bites you. What happens is you go forward and you stop your two-wheeler, that fellow returns back. Or and then you turn, again that fellow returns back. Still now I am unable to understand why you are barking. Meaningless goal that is. Why he did not bite you? He should bite you actually. The whole purpose of barking is bite. You don't bite. Now look at this situation. This fellow is putting his hand fast up and down, legs up and down. Finally, after some time, he goes and reaches the other end, and then he comes up. You understand this issue, right? And then Andrew Carnegie said, hey, excuse me, leave. Come boy. Great boy, very happy. Bring the towel. That's full. Andrew Carnegie is giving full sort of privacy for him and space for him. And then after 10-15 minutes, I'm so happy. You are such a daring guy. I've changed my mind. I'll not give you $10 million. I'll give you $20 million. Come here, accountant. He calls his accountant and he says, write up, give him check, $20 million. So he gives check to this guy. Let's imagine the situation of this guy. How is his reaction? Look at me now. You will take the check, tear it, and throw it on Andrew Carnegie's face. I don't want your check. I don't want it. You can understand the situation. A situation in the Oh really? You don't want check? All right. Let me give you 100 acres of land. So he calls his CA. Take the paper. Take the paper fast. And then takes the paper, signs it, take it. 100 acres of land. Enjoy. Do whatever you want with that land. And 100 acres of land is not a small thing, yeah. If somebody gives me, I will quit. Yeah. Somebody gives me, let somebody give. I'll take my Chuni's permission to quit teaching. Yeah. I'll quit teaching. 100 acres of land. Who says no? Come on. Alright. Anyway, on the lighter note that was. And then again this guy with great difficulty takes that piece of paper, tears it, and throws on Andrew Carnegie's face. I don't want land also. You don't want money? You don't want land? I know. You want to marry my good-looking daughter, take care of her, and take care of my wealth. I'm very happy. I'm very proud that my daughter is going to be taken care by a guy who is very, very daring. So he calls his daughter and gives her hand to him and says, you know, my daughter, please marry this amazing guy, he's so daring, he'll take care of you. That's about 10-15 minutes ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. With great difficulty, this guy gets up. ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. And then he will catch his daughter's hand and pushes her. You know, sir, I don't want to marry your daughter. It's okay. Now this becomes a great surprise for Andrew Carnegie. Great surprise. He says, what boss? I didn't understand your philosophy. You don't want my $30 million cash, you don't want my land, and you don't want to take care of my daughter, marry her, and all those things. Tell me what you want from United States. Because Andrew Carnegie was also in the US Chamber of Commerce. And I hope you know this, upper house in White House, US Chamber of Commerce. He says, anything I can get you in the United States, please tell me, don't worry about it. With great difficulty, this fellow gets up and says, sir, please tell me the name of that bastard who pushed me inside. Now this is motivation. You should always write your success story either through inspiration or desperation. Choice is yours. Now tell me, if somebody would have not pushed him, on jump ಹೊಡಿತಿದ್ನ ಹೊಡಿಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾನಂತೂ ಹೊಡಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಯಾರು ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ? ಜೀವನ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ವ? ಕ್ರಾಕಡೈಲಿಂದ ಯಾರು ಜಂಪ್ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ? ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೈಫ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ. So next time don't jump if there's a crocodile. Okay? Think about the story. Right? Now the fact is, what I want to tell you is that having jumped in the water, what choice he had? No choice. He had to push his hand and leg at a faster pace. And that is why people say, if you want to learn swimming, you should be inside the water. That is motivation. So your success of becoming a good computer science engineer or information science engineer depends upon how motivated you are. And you, believe me, your motivation should come either from two places. Either you should be self-motivated or you should get motivated from others. Otherwise it's a third-class life. Don't have any aspirations. Don't go for any aspiration that you people have written in that sheet of paper. Absolutely no. Think about it. It doesn't matter whether you are inspiration or desperation. Madi, ashte. Somebody said he wants to become a cricketer. Become a cricketer. No doubt about it. But for all these things, you should have a commitment. You should have a commitment. And the best example of commitment is called as Brooklyn Bridge. It was the first suspension bridge that was built in the United States in 1883, connecting two cities, New York City and Brooklyn. And this construction of this first suspension bridge was started by a duo of father and son, John Roebling and Washington Roebling. They were father and son. They started the construction of this bridge. Check out Google. You still have that suspension bridge in the United States. This is a real story. After a couple of months after the construction of this bridge started, both father and son fell from a great height. Father John Roebling died on the spot. Washington Roebling suffered multiple injuries, almost became paralyzed. Immediately shifted to hospital. Multiple surgeries took place for a couple of days. And everybody thought the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, or probably the construction of the first suspension bridge, will never take place in the United States. Everybody lost hopes. And absolutely, there's nothing wrong in that, losing hopes on when this type of tragedy happens. And the pillar of that bridge, one is no more, one is almost on the verge of dying. Couple of days happened, went on, weeks went on, months went on. After quite a good number of months, Washington Roebling showed little bit sign of improvement. Surgeries were successful. He was discharged from the ICU, but he was put in the ward. After 1 or 2 years, he was able to recognize his wife. He was able to recognize his wife, but he was not able to speak. Still he was having uncomfortable. But then what happened? A strange thing used to happen in that ward of that hospital. Every evening, Washington Roebling's wife used to come to the hospital, sit next to him on the bed, and Washington Roebling used to catch, look at me, his wife's left hand, and he used to tap like this. Initially, his wife did not understand anything as to what her husband is trying to tell. But then it went on, and finally she could understand, oh, this is what he wants to tell. And then what happened? From that day onwards, Washington Roebling's wife bought a scribbling pad, you can say, a pen, paper, everything. And he used to catch his wife's hand, left hand, and used to tap here and there. She used to make a note of it. She used to make a note of it. She could understand, make an attempt to understand, ask him through sign ashte. Matadake barta irilla Washington Roebling. She used to make a note. And you know what was that note? That note was what exactly has to be done on the next day in the construction site. So she used to take that piece of paper, go to the construction site next day morning. Imagine whole night she used to write. Next day morning, go to the construction site, and the supervisor or chief supervisor, whatever you call it as, she used to tell, this is what you should do today towards the construction of the suspension bridge. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, this happened for 13 long years in United States. 13 long years. After 13 long years, suspension bridge was built. It was built. This is called as commitment. Please understand. This is called as commitment. Why I am telling you this story is, you people have written your aspirations. I want to see next 4 years, what is their commitment? One of our students wants to join Microsoft, madam. We want to see his commitment. What is your commitment? You can't sit in the auditorium of GATT and say, Bill Gates will come and give you job. Nobody will give you job. You have to get a job. You have to get a job. That is called as commitment. And after 13 years when the suspension bridge was built, the President of the United States came to the hospital and he gave a lot of thanks to both husband and wife, and he told one thing, that the whole United States is proud of you. And today we had a discussion in the White House, which we passed a resolution which says that this particular bridge will not be called as Brooklyn Bridge henceforth, it will be called as Washington Roebling Bridge. This was the statement made by President of the United States. To that, Washington Roebling was able to speak because it was 13 plus years. Washington Roebling said, Mr. President, I am extremely thankful for the gesture that you are giving to me and my wife. But however, it was the dream of my father, John Roebling, to call this bridge as Brooklyn Bridge. So it's a humble request, do not change the name of the bridge. And that is the prime reason, even today, it is Brooklyn Bridge connecting these two cities of United States. Please Google it. And next day morning, President of the United States inaugurated that Brooklyn Bridge, and from far distance, right, from the window of the room of the hospital, both Washington Roebling and his wife could see the movement of the vehicles on that particular bridge. And you know guys, next day morning, Washington Roebling died in the hospital. This is commitment. Sir, idinna commitment antare. Understand this. Having dreams, aspirations is not important. What efforts you are putting, that is important. And down the line 4 years, it will tell us how much commitment you people have put, wherein you will bring the name of yourself as an individual, your family, your values, and the name of the department and the college. To what extent you will make every one of us proud purely depends upon your commitment. One of the core parameters of so-called universal human values.